But yeah, as a kid, I just thought I built model ships, model airplanes, usually World War II vintage stuff. I had a whole fleet and an Air Force in my house, in my room, excuse me. Um, I don't know. I guess you think that as a little kid that, I don't know, war may be romantic or exciting or very consequential or something. But I listened to my grandpa's stories. He didn't tell me, as a little kid, he wouldn't tell me much detail. As a little kid, I remember before he passed, though, he started telling me the same. He told me some of those stories again, but they were more detailed about the horrors of war that he saw. I don't think he really wanted to go to the war. In fact, I know he didn't. His draft notice exactly 1 week after he got married. So I'm sure that wasn't what he was looking to do a week after he got married. Um, so he didn't, I don't think he particularly wanted to go, and I think he wanted to do something to help out. And in his mind, being a medic would be the one way he could do that. He was in a small medical team. It was 2 Army doctors and three corpsmen, and they were attached to a Chinese army. That was part of the assistance the U.S. gave to China at the time. And so he shipped out and went across the Atlantic through the Mediterranean. He landed on the west side of India. He said he took a train across India, flew over the hump, as he called it, the Himalayas, into Kunming, into south central, southwest China. And then somehow formed up a pack team of mules with all their equipment and met this Chinese army. And they followed this Chinese army around for, I don't know, a year, 18 months. And so they were fighting the Japanese. Yes, he did not pick it up as a souvenir uh, himself. If I may, just real quick, he told me one time after a big battle, he did go out looking for souvenirs. And he went out and the trees were all, broken in the battlefield and the dead bodies. And he had picked up, I think he said he picked up what he thought was a Japanese rifle. And then after a little bit, he heard something whizzing by, and then kept whizzing by, something whizzing by. And then he realized that way off in the distance, there was someone shooting at him. And so he dropped the gun, and he said, the ground looked flat when I was going out there, but you'd be surprised at how soon you can find the depressions in the land when someone's shooting at you. And he crawled back, and he said, I never went souvenir hunting again. But the flag itself, I understand he would become friends with some of the Chinese soldiers that he helped or that had come to their aid station, or that and he traded for it. I think he traded like cartons of cigarettes, and he got this flag, and that's how it came home with him. I guess he thought it was a neat, he got a souvenir. He didn't have to go out and get shot, perhaps, maybe. But again, he never spoke about it. Not one time. The only way I knew about it was at my aunt's house, and she was like, "Oh, Grandpa brought that back." But anyway, when my mother asked me if I wanted the flag, I said, "Well, yes." However, if you give it to me, that means I can do what I want with it, and I just want you to know that I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to try to return it. I'm going to try to give it back to someone in Japan, because I believe that's where it belongs. So don't get to me if you don't want it to leave the house, so to speak. And my mother, she was fine with it. She very quickly said, sure. And then I started looking around. And after not too long, I came across the Obon Society. So that's when I reached out to you. I thought maybe I could just like embed myself with Obon, and I could work and do the research and find who owned this flag, and I could go return it. Selfishly, I wanted to return the flag to Japan. But after I read about Obon, I realized that, yeah, this is the real deal. This will be the way to return it. So, like I said, I had some free time, enough free time to drive up to Astoria. I live in the Los Angeles area. I live in Long Beach. And so I just drove up, and I got to see your exhibit at the museum there, and I toured you showed me your facilities, your office, your headquarters, and got to meet you and Keiko, and yeah, it was just like, this will get it home. This will get it home. So that's why. Yeah, I really respect what Obon does. I think it's helping people perhaps heal, or perhaps learn a family that they don't know much about or didn't know much about. Also, if people can receive these relics, these family heirlooms, these spiritual items from their family members, sure, I hope they can feel some love in the world, but also feel more love for their family and for their country, and for what happened to their soldiers. Grandpa, he took care of a lot of people. As I said, he had to quit school in 11th grade, and he took care of his younger sister and 2 younger brothers, his mother, and his kind of deadbeat dad. And then he got married, and he took care of his wife and his wife's mother. And then he went to the war, and he basically sent every penny they paid him back home to take care of those people. He died in 1995. But his wife, my grandmother, died in 2017. When I went to, so of course I went to both their funerals. And at my grandmother's funeral, my grandfather's nephew was there, his younger brother's son. And it was about Granny. We hadn't really been talking about Grandpa, but of course we were all family. And he, in the conversation, he just said, you know, Alan, your grandpa took care of so many people in his life. And that's what he was doing in the war, too. And I was thinking, well, his flag can go to someone. If that flag can go home, maybe that can help someone in some way. And Grandpa can still help people. So I hope that helps someone somewhere. If maybe just the soldier himself, or the grandnephew that gets the flag. So that'd be great.